Okay, a short video, I guess. It's another lunch break, and I am very, very hungry. So, hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my very small place on the internet where I talk about my knitting life, my knitting adventures. My name is Isabelle, I am in Normandy. Weather is fine, no complaints. A little wind, a little sun, not too warm, not too cold, just perfect. And today it's going to be a video just about two things. One, work in progress, because I have no finished object and something that I've taken up knitting on again after I broke both of my wrists. And another point on the Oiticica, I'm not sure, I will have to write it down and read the pattern name again because I don't think I'm saying it correctly. Last time I did ask for some advice. You have delivered a lot of advice, and now I guess I need to swatch, but I'm gonna compile all of the ideas that you have been giving me so far. So, if a shorter video is of any interest to you, please stay tuned. And maybe before we go into what I am wearing, a little note for next week. There may be no video next week. My second son is coming tomorrow, my mother at the end of the week. My third son is coming at the beginning of next week. So one, I'm not sure I will have much knitting time. And two, I'm almost certain I won't have any recording and editing time. So there may not be any video for next week. So be it. So what am I wearing? I am wearing my wrist snugglers, and the wrist snugglers was a suggestion by one of you. Thank you so much again. By Diane Malinowski. I made the wrist snugglers with leftover from Marilyn that I have made my colocasia with. And I did go into a bowl of Filcolana Merci that I am knitting my Louise top on. A shorter update on Louise because I'm not going to be talking about it. I had to unravel a whole front, whatever. So I'm knitting on it, but it's not finished. So these wrist snugglers I wear because one of my co-workers was very uneasy with having a look at my scars or seeing my scars. So I may make some additional ones with some other yarn that I have less summer yarn, either cotton from my mother or something. And I like the little weaving effect of the slip stitches that you can have at the middle part of the wrist snugglers that keep them tight on the arm. And the cotton and wool for Merci, which is half cotton, half wool, or linen and wool for Marilyn, which is I think 20% linen and 80% wool, do not itch my scars at all. So I'm quite comfortable in them, and it's a bit more dressy than just my plain bandages I was wearing before. And I'm also wearing a self-drafted tee. I've talked about it already, that I made out of Mayogarn Tweed Supreme. It's the denim color, if I remember correctly. And I really love all of these little specks that of tweedy bits. The main ones are bright yellow and bright blue. And I really love the effect. I love the feeling of it. I can wear it. It's soft to be worn next to skin. So it's soft enough. So yes, I am enjoying this one. And on a cooler summer day, it's just perfect. On a hot weather day, it would be too much. But but for a cooler summer day, it's just perfect. So before you hear my stomach growling and yelling at me, we're going to be continuing with the two subjects I want to be talking about today. Okay, first, work in progress. That has been a work in progress for a long time, and I had stopped knitting on it because of my broken wrists. It was too tight on my hands to be working on that. Are my socks. A little bit of context, my Kuura socks that I knit with these very, very, very beautiful Life in the Long Grass. It's the pewter colorway. I love this colorway. And some fil colana, I'm not sure I recall the numbers or even the names. For contrast colors, a burgundy and a chartreuse one. And I did cast on with a chartreuse so that we can have a little reminder of all the discussions we had about the contrasting color. The vast majority of you said that the burgundy was a better idea for the contrast, which I agree, but I did want to recall a little bit of all of the other discussions and the other propositions that you had made, and I did cast on with a chartreuse. Perfect. First thing, I did not make a contrasting heel because I'm not sure that if I want to wear that with clogs, I want to see only the fil colana burgundy colorway, and I think I would prefer to see the very beautiful Life in the Long Grass colorway. So that's one point. The main thing was with that color work, that is absolutely perfect looking as is. And you see I've blocked it, so it grew a bit in width, but not much. That color work I knit on the same 2mm needles that I had knit the body of the sock and the cast on and the ribs at the top. I had knit with inside out so that the floats are long enough, and you know my floats are not tight, they can be stretched. It was very difficult to get that sock on top of my foot, and once I'm wearing it, it's all stretched out and the motif disappears. So I was a bit bummed about that. I did block that sock, and so after talking about that to you, you suggested several things. First thing, one of you, I'm very sorry, I don't recall who said that, and I think maybe even several people said that, was to knit the color work with needle size, couple needle sizes up from the body of the sock. So I've done that. I will show it to you. I've redone the top of another sock with 3mm needles instead of 2mm needles. So that's one point. Someone else also suggested that maybe they were going from 2 to 3.75mm needles. So I was thinking that may be a little bit too much. So I chose 3mm needles. The other thing is that I casted on, I think it's a 66 stitches for my size, and the next size up is 72. So what I did is 3mm needles and cast on more stitches after the cuff, so that I go to 72mm needles, and I guess it's a motif repeat, an additional motif repeat, or maybe two. I'm not sure, but anyway, it does go that way. The result is that first, I can fit this sock above my ankle. It can pass above my ankle, and it does fit into my leg. So I've knit on magic loop for the top and the cuff, because I have 3mm needles to do magic loop, but I don't have a 2 mm needles. I've ordered one at my local yarn store, but it's not arrived yet. So this is why I'm back on DPNs, and DPNs are a bit hard on my hands, so I've stopped for now. So I did the color work on magic loop on 3 mm needles and 72 stitches. As you can see, it's much wider, but when I wear the sock, I will have to finish it and block it, and I will call it a day anyway. Anyway, I won't make another, I will make the second one, but I won't try something else because I think it will fit me. Problem is when it's stretched, you lose the definition of the stitch motif, in particular those little stitches that are there to make the motif complete and look fine. So my reflections so far are, why bother making a colorwork sock if it doesn't show that much when I'm wearing them, and they are going to be under my pants anyway. So I will do them because there is no bad memories attached to that sock. I even, liked very much the discussion we had. So you see, I can stretch it out a lot. So I knit inside out on 3 mm needles and 72 stitches. So, and I decreased again, of course, when I went back to 2 mm needles. So what's the point to be wearing socks when the color work is not showing much once you wear them, and two, is not showing at all underpants? So this is what I'm thinking so far. Socks, yes. Stripes, yes. Texture, yes. Color work, not sure it's for me. My legs are not very thin and not sure it's for me. So just to compare, here is the first one that I made on 2 mm needles and this one on 3 mm needles. And as you can see, if I, without this one being blocked, you see there is a whole motif and a whole additional motif, and even more if I stretch it out once I block it. So we'll see how I feel about that. I'm a little bit bummed because one, I love the motif, I love the pattern. Two, I love the association of the pewter colorway and the burgundy one, the little chartreuse, accent at the top. I love all of that. Is it worth for me knitting colorwork socks if the pattern is completely lost once stretched out? I mean, I'm willing to cast on the next size just for the color work, to knit on larger needles. That's not a problem. But is it really worth it? I guess I have to knit one sock, block it and wear it and see. But for now, my thinking is with all of the very, very, very beautiful sock yarn that I have, either that I've bought or that you've offered me, you've given to me, I may not be doing more color work. I will maybe will do stripes or most certainly some kind of texture. And what I like the best, if I may say so, because I haven't been knitting socks very much, and the Bear Mountain ones as the most sophisticated ones that I've knit so far, texture and rib socks that I made for my sons, I think I like best because at least it's very stretchy. It can be snug on your feet and on your ankle, but still stretchy. And it's, as one of you said, knitting socks is a compromise between being stretchy and being fitting, because loose socks are not very comfortable either. So, but you see, I'm afraid the pattern is going to be lost when stretched out. And is it worth the effort? Not sure. Not sure. So I may change my mind. You may give me other suggestions, but for now, I'm going to be waiting on the 2 millimeter needles to be making magic, to finish the socks by with magic loop. And I'm not sure I will make the pattern at the top of the sock. I just may make maybe one, maybe cast off with the chartreuse, or maybe make a little chartreuse line before I go back to the burgundy to have some kind of a recall of the top of the sock. But I'm almost completely certain I won't make the color work on the tip of the sock, because, once again, it's very tight on the foot and you don't see it. But maybe I will with the 3 millimeter needles if what I'm seeing here once I've passed the heel pleases me. I'm not sure. I will see once I'm there. But anyway, so far here are my thinking about sock knitting, and I guess that's the way it is when people have, not so thin ankles and legs. I've been paying a bit attention to what people were showing on their videos. I don't recall whom I seen, but on some videos I saw that the color work, there was the cuff and the color work was doing this, and the sock was going back to another size afterwards, after the color work. So I guess it's fairly common for people to change needle sizes or even increase stitch counts for color work, for sock color work, but I don't know. And I've knit inside out. My floats are very loose. My stitches even look very loose in the pattern, but I guess in the knitted sock, but I guess that's the way it is. So there you have it, my sock talk for today. Okay, next, let me read it so that I do not make any mistake, because I think I did not pronounce it correctly, at least not with all of the letters last time. Oiticica by Paula Pereira. It's in the Textured Knits book. I'm completely decided to knit it with the possum yarn. After the talk we had, and after I've been talking about that to you, about the contrasting color work for the little vertical rays that are there, the possum yarn in that very beautiful purple color. And if you recall correctly, I'm undecided about contrasting with the white mohair, contrasting, let me get the skin, it's maybe a bit better, contrasting with the yellow, because I'm not sure I will have enough white. The yardage or meterage that she recommends is for less weight mohair. So if I divide by 2, I just have enough for the 3rd size, and I don't have enough for the 4th size. So I may be able to cheat a bit, not sure. And my first idea was the white. When I saw that I did not have enough, I thought about the yellow. And then we had a discussion about maybe start with the white, end with the yellow, maybe do the yellow only. You have many other ideas, yellow only. One additional idea I had, and I would like to thank you again for talking about that with me in the discussion under the previous video. I have another little ball, I'm not sure where it is, here, but it's a bit darker, so just to show it to you, I will use that one. Is use that kind of silk yarn that is from Fonti, and that is made from saris, recycled saris. They have a project with people in India. And my fear, which is not a fear, but my concern was this yarn is very thick and thin, and it would maybe not show enough in between of the openings for the little rays in the Oiticica pattern. One of you recommended me maybe hold the sari yarn with another yarn that would make it a bit thicker, a bit more homogeneous, and maybe a light color one, and maybe something that would be there whenever the yarn is thin, and that would be masked or less visible when the yarn is thicker. Okay, and maybe a light one. You suggested some kind of yellow, sunny yellow, or something like that in that color range, which I think would be nice. But I thought, I have, and for the life of me, I've been searching up and down. I can't retrieve it. I can't retrieve it, so it will come back to me at some point. You know, my house ate the rest of my Titicaca in Camellia that I need the Rebel cardigan with by Anchor Strict. This is all that I have left that I kept. I had needles that were in it. And I also have that little ball where I unraveled some of the Nutiden and some of the Titicaca, and it was a bit complicated to separate them. And I was thinking maybe I can use it to finish the sweater as is, and I did not so. This is all that is left of the Nutiden. It's nowhere where I can find it. It's not with my mohair yarn. It's not with... I can't find it. I can't find it. And it's not with my Nutiden because I found that little ball with my Nutiden leftovers. So, and the other, I have a red Amanita Nutiden with some mohair. I looked there and it's not there. I can't find it. But anyway, that's the idea. Maybe use the Titicaca to pair with the sari yarn to make the little colorwork motif in Oiticica. What I'm down to now, with all of these possibilities, is that I have to swatch. And I think that's what I'm going to be doing if I don't want to work on my current projects. My other projects are going okay. So whenever I want to do something else, I guess I will need to swatch. I need to retrieve the rest of my Titicaca in Camellia to swatch. I will swatch with the yellow, I will swatch with the white, and I will swatch with the sari yarn paired with Titicaca. I have other fluff that I can use. I have a pale pink silk mohair, lace mohair that I can use with that, but I don't think it would go very well with all. I think a neutral would be better to be contrasty enough. Or, as you said, a yellow, but this yellow is too thick to go with that. So either buy something, but you know, the idea is to use my stash, or I can buy if it makes sense. But I need to retrieve the Titicaca first. I know the house will give it back to me at some point, hopefully before I need it. And if I don't, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, because it happens a lot to me. Does it happen a lot to you too? Things disappear. And as long as you look for them, you can't find them again. Once you stop looking for them, they come back. So I'm just hoping that the house gods or the house goblins are going to give me my Titicaca back soon enough. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today. A shorter video, I guess, but that's the way it is. I don't have much time. I have not done a lot. or enough for me to report back on my current projects. So a shorter video and most probably no video next week. Anyway, I hope that you are doing fine. I know some of you are quite unhappy or quite sick, and this world is so disruptive, so stressful. There is so much uncertainties right now, and we are going from one incredible thing after next, and it's very, very stressful. So my knitting, my discussions with you are daily doses of joy and happiness for me, and I really hope it's the same for you, that your knitting is bringing you joy and happiness, because it's not going to come all by itself in this very, very scary world we are living in. So, yes, I hope your knitting is going to comfort you for the next couple weeks. I hope that you will be having a nice couple weeks, that we will continue the discussions down below, and I will see you next time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top. So there you have it, my sock talk. What? I need to retrieve. Where is it? My little ball. I don't have it somewhere. I need to retrieve the rest of my. I need to I have a pale yellow, a pale. Sorry, I have a pale pink. Either buy something, maybe, but the idea was to use my stash, right? I'm just hoping the house gods or the house goblins are going to give me my Titaka back soon enough.